Welcome back to another edition of Value My Vote One-on-One with the candidates, and I'm here with 12th District City Council candidate, Mr. Devon Brown. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. Thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to come on and speak to the people of Baltimore, particularly in the 12th District.
Oh, not a problem, not a problem. Thanks for coming on. Now, just for background for the voters, you are a 21-year-old minister in training and a graduate of the Baraka School.
Yes.
Highly accredited.
I am. Well, we use the term a Baraka alumni, but for many who have seen the documentary, The Boys of Baraka, know that the school closed when we were supposed to go back for our second year. So I have attended the Baraka School, and I am one of the main characters of the documentary, The Boys of Baraka. So.
Okay. So what at 21 years old, now in Baltimore City is one of the only jurisdictions we're trying to actually get it lowered now to 18. You have to be 21 to run for office.
Yeah.
What made you decide as a 21-year-old to run for office in the 12th district, and why now?
I think it's time for our youth to win in Baltimore, and I think the Baraka School and being able to go to Africa and experience a different culture, and then coming back and being exposed to opportunities that many youth in Baltimore do not receive, I think that I am very excited about serving people, and that's always been my agenda, and working for our youth to create opportunities like I received by going to Africa, having the mentors that I have, and being exposed to learning business and government and so forth. And so I think now is the time for my generation to step up and to make a change in our community.
And speaking of agendas, what is your agenda as a candidate for council? What would you do as a councilman, and what issues would you tackle?
Well, this campaign is based on the principles of service and really truly serving the people in the community. I am a people's person, so my agenda would be to first of all bring pride and hope back into our communities, and the way that we do that is that we need someone that the people can depend on, someone that is true, someone who is honest, and so I bring that to the table, working with our youth and the way that as a councilman that I look at it is that when we talk about education, we talk about we need to invest more money into schools. We need to but I believe that in order for us to invest money, I think that is good. I'm all for investing money into schools. I'm all for opening up opportunities. That's not even something that people should worry about. My focus will be, how do we get students motivated to go to school? That should be the key. You will not fix the school system until we have someone who our children can look up to in our government, who have the power of influence that can motivate our children to want to go to school. And in order for us to motivate our kids to go to school, we have to fix our communities. So many kids faces a lot of issues before they even step foot into a classroom. Some of them, are living with drug addicted parents. Some of them are taking care of themselves and their younger siblings. And so until we could bring pride into our community and get people to start taking pride in where they live and create jobs for these students' parents, and to create opportunities so they can focus on going to school to learn. I think that's what my agenda is. It's fixing and building communities, and then I think that will have an effect on the education system. And so my agenda is opening up opportunities for our youth, and not just focusing on our youth. I think our youth is the focus point, but I think if we change the mindsets of our youth, and if we create opportunities for them, then it will open up opportunities for their families. And so everyone benefits from off of us investing in our children's lives.
Well, speaking of the communities, obviously we see a lot of blight in Baltimore City, 47,000 plus vacant houses. What would you do as a councilman to kind of tackle that problem?
I think we need to put our foots down and I've talked to different people, different lawyer friends of mine about ways that we could make it illegal for or to fine or ban property owners from letting their properties just degrade and make the rest of the communities uh, look bad. I think that we should have it where as though we give these, where we reach out to these property owners and say, listen, we're going to give you some incentives. We need you to fix up these properties because we need people to move back in Baltimore. And again, that goes into having pride. People, people need to start taking pride in where they come from, and it's going to take the community to join with me as a councilman to say, you know what, we are sick and tired of these vacant homes. We've been talking about it for 10 years. Now the talking has to stop. We need to force these property owners to come in to fix them up. Let's get people to move back in Baltimore, because we all know if we get people to move back in Baltimore, the property taxes will go down. 53% of our capital budget comes from property taxes, and so that means property taxes is property taxes like where most of the city money come from, and it's too high. It's too high in a city where there are not enough jobs, and so if we get people to move back by using these vacant homes, getting these property owners to fix them up, but not just we're not going to force them to. We're going to give them incentives. We're going to give them a reason to want to fix them up, though. And I think this campaign is about relationship building. Everything is about relationship. It's not really about pointing the fingers and saying this person is at fault, that person is at fault. It's now, as a councilman, what do we do now, and how do we take that next step? I say let the past be the past. I'm the councilman. This is the agenda. We're going to build relationships. We're going to bring pride and hope back, because we now have a leader who is concerned about really making changes in this community.
Well, speaking of making that change, currently and for years, only 15% of the total actual operating budget has went to education. 40 to 45% is in crime and safety. What would you do to balance out that equation? And really, it's a disservice to our youth.
Yeah.
Would you continue that same cycle, or would you try to change that?
I think our priorities, we need to, as a city, figure out what our priorities are. What are the main issues that's facing our city? I think it's the lack of opportunities for our youth, and I think it's crime. But what I will say is that it's not that, because if you say, we need to open up recreation centers, some people would say, well, the recreational centers aren't doing anything. And I don't believe, and it's true. Why? Because we haven't created innovative ideas and programs within the recreational center. You cannot just throw footballs or basketball in there, or sorry for people out there, but an older guy, and think that older guy is supposed to run this recreational center and be able to relate to the kids. And so we need to figure out what our priorities are, where we need to invest our money. And when I say about relationship building, is get local businesses, get the big businesses downtown to invest in a recreational center. We have Johns Hopkins is one of the biggest business in East Baltimore. Why haven't anyone gone to them and say, can we open up a Johns Hopkins recreational center? They have all those properties of vacant homes that they're supposed to be building, lab centers. Why can't, they invest in a recreational center, put fully equipped computer labs, tutoring, counseling for our children? Instead of recreational centers closing at 8 o'clock or 10, why not leave it open till 1 in the morning and have a safe haven for children who don't have a place to go late hours? When it comes to our police department, many people will say we need to hire more police officers, and I don't know if that's the case just yet. I think in order for us to hire more police officers, we have to fix the officers that we have in this city. The problem is a lot of people don't trust the police officers. And so it goes back to building relationships again. How, as a councilman, how can I bridge the gap? How can I bring the two together, the citizens to start trusting the police officers? You will not reduce the crime until we fix some of the officers that we have in the police department. And then once we can develop a trust, once we can, bring them together where citizens are working with officers, they're friendly, they see them on the block walking, then we could easily say, okay, maybe we do need 20 officers here, 15 police officers there. And so I'm not sure if we need to actually invest more money into the police department, whereas fix what we have, which is very easy. It's all about relationships. It's all about communication. It's very cost effective.
Well, build that bridge with the voters who are watching this and getting that relationship with your campaign. How can they get in contact with you?
They can go to our website, which is www.votebrownbaltimore.com. We are also on Facebook at Vote Brown Campaign. They could contact our campaign office, which is 443-228-8403.
Give that number one more time.
That's 443-228-8403.
Devon Brown, candidate for the council in the 12th district. We want to thank you for giving us this time for you.
Thank you.
And wish you well on September 13th.
Appreciate that.
Not a problem. And we'll be back with more of Value My Vote.